Let's look, whilst you're dialing, of course, let's have a look at what's trending today online. Benjamin, you've got another Nobel Prize winner. Who is it this week?
Yeah, quite an extraordinary one. This woman's called Narges Mohammadi, if I've pronounced that correctly. And she is a jailed Iranian women's rights activist. She's been jailed for a total of 31 years. And she's been protesting against the Revolutionary Guard in Iran, which last year a woman was beaten by the morality police for a bit of her hair showing, and she was beaten so badly that she died.
Mahsa Amini.
Exactly, yeah. And, it's extraordinary what she's doing. This is, equivalent in my mind to people like Nelson Mandela and the persecution that he faced within his country. And the fact is that, I think we should pay more attention to these Iranian women for many reasons, but also because Iran is a terrorist state. That's what the US says. It's what Britain has considered calling it, what the EU has considered calling it. I did an investigation earlier this year in the newspaper I work for, where I exposed that the Revolutionary Guard has been trying to assassinate British citizens on British soil. And the fact that we don't hear more about Iran's behaviour, I think, is a danger. And I hope this woman's Nobel Peace Prize will highlight that.
Yeah, and as you said, very important stories to keep up with. I'm going to bring you this news. Holly Willoughby has been trending on social media, and that's because a man has been arrested and charged over an alleged plot to kidnap and murder the TV presenter. Now, he is due to appear in court today. This is after he was arrested on Wednesday. Detective Superintendent Rob Kirby said that this was an extremely fast-paced investigation, with many of our officers and national partners working overnight to secure these charges. The safeguarding of any victim is paramount, and we will continue to prioritise this and working with the Metropolitan Police Service as the investigation proceeds. Well, we're sending our very best to Holly, and we'll keep an eye on this story as it progresses. Now, Emily, a Band of Brothers sequel is trending. Masters of the Air, tell us a bit about it.
Yes, sorry, I'm still reeling from the fact that the French were chopping off people's heads till 1977.
Quite extraordinary.
That is quite extraordinary. Anyway, yes, this new war drama miniseries, Masters of the Air, was released on Thursday. No, first look images were released on Thursday. This isn't coming out till January.
There we go. There's some stills.
But yes, this is produced by Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks, which is very exciting indeed, an exciting cast.
And it's got Austin Butler there,
including
who I thought
Austin
was incredible in Elvis. I don't know if you saw his performance in Elvis.
I did.
It was fantastic.
He was fantastic. So it'll be.
But no Oscar.
Did he not?
He didn't. He was desperate for it, and he deserved it, I think.
Did anyone get one?
Well, someone did. Yeah.
Someone did.
No, from that.
I forget.
From the movie. So, yes, if you're into war movies, then this is one for you. And it's one for you, too.
It is one for me. Now, this is seen as the sequel to Band of Brothers, which was huge when it came out. And I was in Band of Brothers in episode 2. That's me going through the crowds there. I do look a bit too young there, don't I?
How old are you?
Shot in Hatfield. We were there on a very cold morning. My character was this guy called Lieutenant Lavenson. I'll tell you what was really fascinating about doing Band of Brothers, just quickly, was that everybody you played, all the characters, were real. So you got to find out who these people really were. And he had a very sad story. He was in the war just as the war was ending. He went out to use the latrine, which is usually just an empty field. But it was moonlight, the moon was full, and he actually got shot in the back of his leg. So he actually thought, he survived the shooting, and he actually thought, well, he could get shipped home. So he put him on a plane, flew him back to America, but unfortunately his plane crashed over the Atlantic. So Lieutenant Lavenson never made it home.
Goodness me. And how old was he?
Story.
Because some were, 17, 18.
Some were 18. And the whole thing about Band of Brothers were they did these incredibly heroic things, which when you read the book, you just think, my goodness. But some people were saying, look, they were 17, 18. They didn't have the concept of the risk that they were taking in many times. So incredible stories of bravery. And Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks produced the first Band of Brothers. If it was half as good as that series was, and I was only in it, blink and you miss me, I think this is going to be fantastic as well, because they really care about it. OK, stop showing that still. It's making me feel old now, my goodness.
Not till January, though.
OK.